Hey guys, welcome back to Kelly's Creations. I'm so glad you're here. Remember, if you like this video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, like, comment, and share with your friends. So, we're gonna do a thrift flip video. I had this muffin pan that I thrifted and I used it years ago for a different project. That's what the back side is painted black, which is fine because I would have painted it black anyways. Now, two of my little muffin circles actually had glue stuck to them that I couldn't remove, so you might see that when I'm painting. I am reusing this from an old project. So taking some white Waverly, I was going to do perfect little circles. No, imperfect little circles. It wasn't working out, so I just took my paintbrush and I kind of dabbed it or brushed it back and forth and back and forth. So it was hitting like the outer, just a little bit of the outer edge of the circle, but it was forming a much better circle than I would have done if I would have just tried to paint circles on here. So I did that to all 6 circles. Once that was done, I grabbed some gold metallic paint and I was going to go around like the edges and try to use that gold to give it some patina, some rusted look. But this paint is really thin, I guess you would say. So that wasn't working. So I went around the black, and what was happening was it was making it shiny because of the metallic and because it was a little runnier paint. And oh my gosh, it just made that black pop. It made it still black, but shinier like a muffin pan would be. I absolutely loved it so much, so I painted all of the black with that awesome metallic gold. And then I took my brush and I feathered some of that gold also on the white circles. I'm obsessed with my distress ink. So I took my ink pad and I went around the edges of each circle. I love rustic country. Y'all know I love rustic country, so I had to add a little bit of rust going around the circles, and the ink pad worked perfectly. I had found at the thrift store one of these tabletop shepherd hooks, and I took my sandpaper and I just wanted to rough it up. This first project is rustic country, as you can tell. So I wanted to really get some of that black paint off. I didn't want it being shiny, and the sandpaper did the trick. Made a big mess, but it did the trick. So I sanded that little shepherd hook down. Now I grabbed my wax, antique wax, and I dabbed the wax on the shepherd hook as well, trying to go for that rusted old vintage look. Even with me sanding it, there were parts of it that were still a little bit shiny. I didn't paint the entire shepherd hook because I was just dabbing the wax on, and it hit places. You can still see where I sanded it, so it looks like it's been around a long time, which is the look I was going for. So I still had some of that wax on my brush, so I decided to go around this as well. I love the way the ink looked, but I wanted just a little bit more. So I took my brush and I went around where I originally used the ink pad and dabbed, and then came in with a baby wipe and kind of rubbed it, getting it on the white as well. It was just a little too bright, and we needed to dull this down just a tad. Okay, so I have the muffin pan the way I want it, and I ordered some of these stamps off of Amazon. I have never used stamps before. I've seen people use them, and I am obsessed now, but I had to try it. So I ordered me some stamps and some ink. Now, I've never done this before. You guys are watching me do this for the first time. The ink came with these blacks, so I'm assuming you put the stamp on the black. If that's not how you do it, that's how I did it. Because That's what I thought you're supposed to do. Let me know in the comments. Is that what those blocks are for? So I dipped it in yellow. And this is a butterfly, by the way. And stamped it. And it was so cute. This is so much fun. I know why people do this. But it wasn't popping the way I wanted it to. So I took the same stamp and dipped it in this hunter green ink and put it right on top of the yellow where I previously stamped it. That popped. Plus, you had two different colors, which I absolutely was loving. So then I went with it. This wasn't my original plan. My original plan was just to put these butterflies on in black. But now, of course, plans change while you're crafting, right? So now my plan is to take the butterfly and dip it in the yellow and stamp all 6 circles with yellow first. Then I'm going to come back in with the different colors. I don't know why it's taken me so long to purchase some stamps. I really don't. I should have done this a long time ago because this is a lot of fun and you can do so many different projects with them. So I dipped it in red, I dipped it in blue, I dipped it in purple, and the ink pads that I had, even though I had quite a few, there wasn't another color that I thought would go with this. So after purple, I ended up doing 2 of the butterflies with black. And all this darker color is doing is kind of outlining it. And you can see the yellow and you can see the color on top of it. I thought that was just so cool. The 2 different colors. I loved how this was turning out, and now, yes, I am obsessed with stamps. I'll be doing many, many more projects with these. If you would like the link to the ink and the 2 sets of stamps I bought, I will have that down in the in the description box below, and you can check them out for yourself. Yeah, so here's a close-up. Oh my gosh. I love this. I love that it's great for spring. If you like rustic country, this is perfect for you. I think even if you don't like rustic country, this is a cute little kitchen decor piece for spring. And I took the muffin pan because it has holes in the top and bottom, and I hung the muffin pan from the shepherd's hook. Here's an up-close picture. I'm also going to show you a picture of where I put it in my house. Of course, I put it in the kitchen. The next flip is going to be this owl. I bought this owl last year, and I've never done a project with this owl yet, even though I absolutely love him. I just never liked the color of him. And I'm like, okay, time to get the owl out. He needs some TLC and he needs to be out in my decor for springtime. So using Waverly and Cashew, I use a very small brush because I tend to be a little heavy-handed with paint. I thought if I use a smaller brush, that would stop me from putting too much paint on my brush. And I really wanted the details of this owl to come through. So if I put too much paint on it, I would lose some of the details. So the first coat is using Cashew. I love this color. I love how you can see the details in the owl. And now we're going to really make those details pop. Now, I need to go purchase some white Oh no, wait. Always get ahead of myself. I did put 2 coats on this. The first coat, you could still see some of that gold, so I came back in and I did put another coat so that he was totally covered in the cashew. Okay, now we're going to make those details pop. I need to go buy me some white wax. But right now what I did was I grabbed my feather brush and I grabbed Waverly and white, and I'm trying to gently just feather the white over the whole owl. I'm really trying to not be heavy-handed with this paint and just take my feather brush and gently go over all of the owl, hitting more of the raised details on him so that it really brings it out. Now you will see me use a baby wipe as well, because areas that you might get a little heavy-handed or the paint is just too much in one area, all you have to do is grab a baby wipe and gently dab over it and it will remove that excess paint. All you have to do is keep dabbing, keep adding until you have the desired look. I love the details popping out. I think he looks so much better, and I can't wait to add him to my spring decor. I had a vintage bird cage, so I thought he would look so cute in the bird cage. And tell me what you think about Mr. Owl. I think he turned out so cute. Okay, the last flip. I had this washboard. I found it at a thrift store and I bought it because I absolutely love this scene. Oh my gosh. Wouldn't you go to this country store and sit down, have a cup of coffee, play some checkers? I love the scene on this washboard. I wasn't too thrilled about the clock though, and I've never taken apart a clock before, so I knew there was a little bolt at the top, and I unscrewed that, and then I thought the face of the clock would just pop right off. And I'm taking my tweezers and I'm trying to yank on it, end up breaking some of it off, and yeah, it wasn't moving. So then it dawned on me, or I put my glasses on, but I saw that there was a little bitty nut underneath that was holding this in place. Yeah. Oh, I had to show you guys because I'm like, really, Kelly? So once I found that, then I unscrewed that nut and then just unscrewed it from the back, and it all came apart. You guys can't laugh at me too much. I've never taken a clock apart before. Now I know. Keep looking for nuts and bolts because it won't just pop off if those are on there. Look at this. Oh, and it comes right off after I totally was breaking this piece up. The back, I kind of just unscrewed it and voila, we're good. Now using some Waverly and white, I'm gonna chunky dry brush this. I wanted some of the wood to show through, but I wanted this to be primarily white. I love chunky paint on wood. You can just dry brush this and not have as much as how I did it. My preference is always chunky, as you can see right here. And then I also went around the whole frame of the washboard, trying not to get any paint on the picture because that would have made me cry. I absolutely love that picture, and if I would have gotten paint on it, you would hear me crying. I think this looks better already. Oh my gosh. I think the picture stands out a lot more with this being white. I could have gone the other way here and sanded it down and added a darker stain. But with spring coming, I just thought this baby needed to be white. I did grab my distress ink because I put that on everything. I did come back in and go over it just a tad around the edges and the grooves, just to kind of get those grooves to stand out just a little bit more, because I might have been a little too chunky with the white. And the distress ink I just love, so I put it on everything. I had this door pull knob, whatever you want to call it, and I thought that would be great for covering up the hole where the clock was. I wanted it to be up higher than the hole because I'm going to hang floral from this. So I just figured out where I wanted it to go, and I hot glued it down with a lot of hot glue. Still going. Still going. Look at all that hot glue. I just did not want this baby to come off. So once I put just a little bit of hot glue on it, I set it down, covered the hole where the clock was, and so cute. Since it's a hole, I figured might as well add more hot glue. And I did. So I filled that hole full of hot glue, and I took some painter's tape and covered it up. I don't think my knob's fallen off of this piece. What do you think? For springtime, I thought it would be really cute to go grab some of my spring flowers and hang a bouquet of flowers from that knob. This isn't your standard washboard because it had a ugly clock on it. So we have to improvise and make this different and unique and one of a kind. And I think this is so beautiful. So I grabbed some pink and some daisies and some greenery and bunched it together, tied some twine around the bottom to keep it all nice and pretty and together, and cut the stems off of the flowers. Now, I wanted this to be in line with the base of this washboard. So I didn't, of course, want my flowers to hang down further than the feet. So I cut the stems off, and when I tie it, I'm going to make sure that they hang and they are in line with the bottom of this board, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to explain it to you guys, and I know what I'm trying to say in my brain, but I don't know if I'm explaining it well. We want it in line with the feet. Okay, so I tie it off on my little door hanger, and then I'm just going to add a twine bow onto that because everything needs a twine bow. Don't you agree? Just a standard cute little bow, nothing too fancy. Just tied a bow, hot glued it down so you wouldn't see where I had tied the twine onto the flowers. Now, I wanted my flowers to be where I wanted them. I'm so bossy, I know. So I put just a line of hot glue going down the washboard and glued the flowers down. That way they would hang exactly where I wanted them to hang on the washboard. How stinking cute is this? Oh my goodness. Now, I know you're not going to find this exact washboard, but I've seen many washboards at thrift stores, and you can always print off your favorite image for the top. I hope you guys enjoyed this flip. It's so hard to say thrift flip. Try saying it, thrift flip. You can't say it fast. But I hope you enjoyed this flip video. I'm just going to call it flip. I had so much fun. I love doing these projects. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment below. Tell me which project was your favorite. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give me a like. It helps out my channel tremendously. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next Tuesday with another DIY. Have a blessed and wonderful week, everybody. Bye, y'all.